With over 35 years working professionally as a proactive executive educator, I can share some of the truths I have discovered on my journey. So let's do this series on things that don't work in the education system. And by raising lots of questions, we can then produce answers. And by understanding what doesn't work, we are coming closer and closer to what does work, which will be the next series that we'll cover. Makes sense, doesn't it? How simple is that? So let's begin. So the first thing that doesn't work, number one, what doesn't work is letting your child roam aimlessly through their education journey in the early years, giving them no focus, no direction, no effort or energy put into their education on a daily basis in the early years, and then wanting your child to get into a grammar school and do well, and thinking that if they get into a grammar school, they'll do well. This simply doesn't work. Makes absolute sense. Take a child, don't put energy or effort into them from an early age, let them play, let them mess around, do whatever they want. Don't give them any structure in their daily educational journey. Don't give them any tasks to do on a regular basis in their daily and weekly educational journey, and then expect your child to automatically just one day wake up and be able to cope in a high-powered world full of smart people who have worked hard from day one. When you put it this way, look how crazy it sounds. But yet, most parents do exactly this. I've seen it endless times where parents get busy with so many other things that children become a duty, a chore, and part of the background. If you were to ask a parent at the end of the week, can you tell me what your child did in the past 7 days and how much time you spent on your child connecting and building a relationship, and how much quality time you spent with your child in the week bonding and connecting with each other? It would be close to zero, because most of a parent's life seems to be undergoing duties, giving their children treats, connecting and playing with them for a few minutes here and there, and then going off in opposite paths to do their own thing, getting on with life. That's why you see so many children who don't let their parents into their lives in their teenage years, because they know they're not connected with their parents, and they don't want their parents interfering with their ideas that don't match, because they never spent any time connecting, bonding, and building a relationship. This could be the same for partners who spend very little time connecting, bonding, and creating an organic relationship, and then wonder why they don't get on. My simple solution is you get what you put in. So if you haven't put anything into the pot, why would you expect to get anything out? So if you haven't put anything into a certain part of life, why would you expect to get something out of that part of life? Makes sense, doesn't it? Well, that's how it should be. Following simple logic gates, things should make sense, and then you're on the right track. Anyone who tries to convince you otherwise is trying to bluff their way through and not willing to accept the truth. I'm lucky because my trigger is justice, and so my logic gates only operate to take me to the truth. And once I get to the truth, if I fall short of that truth, I will immediately put my hands up and try my hardest to rectify myself, to fit into the truth.